And here we are. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And I kind of did start without y'all. Y'all, I thought I pushed the button, the enter record button, but no, it didn't take. So I used Pixie Spray on the back of my stencil, which is a Donna Downey stencil. Information in the description below. I also have an affiliate link. It just means you pay regular price for stuff, but a tiny portion of said regular price will go into my account. Okay? How much? I don't know. Tiny. So anyway, I had already gone over this stencil with a navy blue. I didn't think it was as dark as I wanted because this is hashtag neon pop, y'all. I needed it to pop out. And yeah, so I'm adding black. Now I have now mixed the black with the navy blue. So it's kind of a blue black, if you will. And we are just sponging that on. Now let me just tell you right now from the get-go. This page fought me every step of the way. Or at least what was in my head for what I expected wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. But I'm like, no, you're going to happen. And look how beautiful that is. Just the blue, black, and white. I mean, that was beautiful. I could have left it exactly as it was. And it would be a great art journal page. But no, it's not what was in my head. In my head was she was going to be a neon blue. I even bought a neon blue because I didn't have one. I have yellow and I have green. I used to have pink, but evidently I used all that one. Anyway, as you know, neon paints typically only work when you apply them to white. Hence the reason I started with the white cardstock, okay? And the stencil part, as you see, leaves a good amount of white for me to put my blue pop of neon pop on there, okay? Because in my head, this was going to look sorta like a neon light, okay? That's my expectation. Just so you know, it didn't happen. I've already explained to you. We've gone. I didn't know where I was going to go with said flat journal page because, I like to work on the flat and I like cardstock. So anyway, I didn't know where I was going. But I expected her to look like a neon light. It didn't happen. Okay, but we're still determined. We still don't know it's not going to happen. We're making our extra dark background. Here comes our blue neon paint. Everything's dry. Okay, dry. I put some white Posca dots in her eyes because I wanted them to be, bright dots. But no. As it turns out, said neon paint is kind of gooey, which I thought was weird. And it didn't smoosh out very well. And I thought it would disappear into the black because it's so dark. But it didn't. It just sat on top of it and got almost chalky-ish. And it dried like way super fast. And that was so not expected. So I'm like, now my background's going to be all streaky and y'all. And she doesn't look neon. She just looks like I smooshed some thin, watered down blue paint on her. I was disappointed. It's a brand new bottle of neon blue. It wasn't neon to me. Sad, sad, sad. So we will push and pull this journal page on the flat. We fiddled with this for a few hours because that Irish blood, I got Irish blood in me, y'all, is determined and it's stubborn and it don't let go. That is yellow neon, okay? Now, it's not as gooey as the blue, but it does have some chunks in it because it's pretty old. Hence the reason I bought the blue, because I thought I want a new neon that's not going to be boogery and chunky, okay? Oh, look, they have a blue. Let's get the blue, I said. Okay. So we did. We had one of those rewards, and the paint was on sale. So I got a few other bottles. I think I got 7 bottles of paint, and it cost me $1.38 because I had a $5 rewards, y'all. It would have been totally free if I hadn't have bought said blue neon. But anyway, I could go on about that and I may mention it again next time we use it, if we ever use it. I don't know. Anyway, I thought, well, I'll put some yellow on there, and that surely would make it neon pop. Not quite. So once everything, because this is, you know, this was almost an all-day thing, y'all, because it's got to dry. Even though you use the heat gun, you still need to walk away and let it dry. And I still wanted her blue, only now she was blue-green, which wasn't horrible. I mean, she didn't look horrible. But I was determined she was going to be neon blue. Okay? Y'all. So I'm just painting over her. Just her face. Okay? With the neon blue. We're smooshing around. And now I have an uneven surface. Because, you know, the other paints are on there, and now it's dry again. Not dry. I was getting a baby wipe. My bad. We're going to wipe away said blue, and I'm thinking, well, we'll just use the blue as like shading, shadowing kind of thing, okay? And it worked it okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, in the end, I like the page, okay? But let me just tell you right now, I thought about saving this for Halloweening because it would make a perfect Halloweeny greeny kind of page. Y'all, just throwing that out there. If you're interested in thinking about making an all day, anyway, nice and dry. I thought, no, I need it to pop. My theme for Art Joy of Sharing is neon pop. And it's just not popping for me, y'all. In my head, I still have that image in my head that she was going to be neon light looking. Okay? Well, let's just go over her with some. I don't know. As you know, gesso can be kind of rough. You know, some gesso's more rougher than other gessos. So I'm smooshing around my finger because I'm trying to get rid of some of the texture that was there from the previous layers. I don't know how many layers we've got. 1 million. It's 1 million layers, okay? And we're not even done yet. I know. It's the most exciting video ever. Push and pull and push and pull and push and pull and push and pull. So anyway, because I'm trying to lighten her up so I can bring on the neon pop. Y'all, I can't let it go. Just could not let it go. And those, my family members, they understand this. Because sometimes I've gotten things in my head. It's like, we are going to do this. Come HELL high waters. He can yell. Yeah, I know it's late. Anyway, then one day it was high waters. And I'm like, no, we're doing this. Well, I'm not going because it's flooding. All y'all flooding people. You're doing what I said we were going to do as a family. We didn't. Because it was flooding. This was a long time ago. Long time ago, y'all. So now we're using the yellow neon, as you see. Because I thought, we're going to pop her up. Y'all, and she just keeps getting this prettier shade of green. Because, you know, yellow and blue make green. Which I knew that. I kind of expected that. I really wanted her blue. A heat gun, y'all. And when you're using a heat gun to dry things, I suggest you pick it up off the surface so that the air can blow through the paper. Okay, otherwise you just get moisture buildup on your tabletop. And you also dry from the back. Same thing, okay, moisture right there. So I thought, well, we're going to sand, because, I mean, by this time, we got nothing to lose but time. And I'm kind of enjoying it, trying to force it to be what I want it to be. So we're sanding all that off, because I'm thinking I'm going to sand this down, and then it's going to be pretty. I just know it's going to be pretty. Now I'm using the corner of my sanding block there to get in between the little squigglies and the little circlies and all that whatnotage. It did pretty good. Is it perfect? Heck no. But y'all know me. I'm more of a serendipity kind of girl than a perfection kind of girl. Because serendipity is perfect. So anywho, going along. Sanding. And I'm like, well, you know, that's kind of cool looking. Kind of cool looking. So we're going to wipe it off because now it's dusty, right? Because we sanded. And it had, you know what, background paint, blue paint, yellow paint, blue paint. And it's just, you know, who knows? Well, let's just make that dark again. Now, this is where I wish I had used my black gesso, okay? On account of black gesso is as flat of a sheen as you can get, okay? And this is craft paint, and it left a bit of a sheen, which disappointed me. I went over it at one point. I didn't show all that, y'all. I went over it with fluid matte medium, and that really didn't dull it down either. So, anyway. In the end, did I go over it with, I might have went over it with clear gesso in the end, just to make it flat, because I wanted it flat. Because right here, I'm putting some watered down triple thick on her, the stencily part, just the stencily part, y'all. Because I want it shiny, like a fluorescent light. Okay, keep thinking fluorescent light in your head, okay? You're never going to see that on this piece, but just imagine it in your head. Struggle with it, y'all. Struggle with it. So anyway, evidently it was important that you see me brush on triple thick. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with triple thick, but it can feel somewhat, even for me, in my humidity, even though it's dry as a bone, it can feel tacky. It's dry and it's not tacky, but it's not hard. It doesn't create a hard surface. So once that dried, okay, I went over it with a gloss varnish, and that, you know, fixed that situation. Excuse me, y'all. Been a minute since we did that, right? And I'm kind of using a smaller brush for the smaller parts because I want to just keep the gloss where I want it. And you see the black? You can see the black has kind of got a sheen to it. Anyway. So I did go over it, I'm pretty sure, with the clear gesso. And as you can see, it still has a bit of a sheen. So now we're going over our stencil parts with a black Posca. Because, you know, they've got a million layers of neon paint on them. Yeah. Anywho, maybe I probably just don't even know how to use the neon paint. So anyway. So we're kind of sped through a lot of this because a lot of this is really redundant. I'm looking at the stencil to see if I'm getting everything, and I'm like, you know, that looks good. It's not a neon light looking good, but it's all right. It's okay. And by now, you know, we're getting at the end of the day where it's time to go in and cook some dinner. We're going over the black parts with the clear gesso. I know it looks white. Clear gesso looks white, and it's kind of cloudy when you first put it on, and then when it dries, it's clear. It's magically clear. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. Not a whole lot left in the video, y'all. Only about 20 minutes. No, it's not 20 minutes. And so I thought, well, instead of just putting little sparks of white light in her eyes, I'm going to put some diamonds. And I found some perfectly green diamonds. Remember, I wanted her blue. Anyway. See, I'm telling you, wouldn't that make a great Halloweeny page? And I thought, well, let's put some of this white gel pen right kind of half circle around the diamonds that we're putting on there that are a perfect shade of green. See, they totally disappear when I scooch them over onto her, quote, skin. So there's our little dots. That's where our little green diamonds are going. Because, you know, she's green with envy now. She wishes she was a neon light. While I was letting stuff dry, I was straightening up different parts of the studio. Because I do that sometimes. You might not could tell if you ever walked in there, but I do that sometimes. And I found some Dollar Tree stickers. And I thought, we're using them because they're beautiful. And they can be my pop-up neon, even though I don't know if they're neon. And I love dragonflies, so, you know. They have the little foam pop-up dot stuff on them. And that's the part I'm gluing down. And that is from a different set of stickers. That they're big word sticker things from a different set of stickers. And I thought, well, let's put some diamonds on it and fancy up that sticker thing. It's on pop dots too, which, you know, I guess I could have taken the pop dots off of that. I know, in the end, you look at it and you're like, well, that's just a simple stencil glue down page. But y'all know how many hours, because it was hours, y'all, of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until I'm like, okay, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. The page is done. She may not look like a neon light, but I'm calling her Neon Pop because I used neon paints on her. And there we go. Ta-da! Photo montage. Y'all. She does, when you get up close, she's got an interesting grain. She almost looks like she's on fabric. Anyway, there she is. Diamonds in her eyes. Well, got diamonds. Spark of life in her eyes, y'all. Appreciate each and every one of you. You know the routine. Thanks for watching. And happy arting, y'all. Neon Pop Fly.